Hey everyone, okay, so in today's tutorial I'm going to be talking you through and going through the steps on how to create that really beautiful glowing skin. And this has been one of the most requested looks on Ariana Grande, which is the way the skin looks, which is from straight on it looks beautiful and sort of demi-matte, but when you turn it's like light is being reflected from the skin. It's a beautiful look. So I'm going to show you how to recreate it with these products. So the first thing I'm going to do, and this is one of the few times that I would use a primer, because we really are talking about longevity. So I'm going to apply a primer to the face, and you just want to massage this all over the face and go right the way underneath the eyes. With the skin primed, I'm going to use a foundation, and this is face and body. With foundations, we need coverage, and we want the skin to look luminous and realistic. It has to look like skin. So I'm going to use my brush, and I tend to have a preference to warm the skin up. So it is always better to go a shade darker than a shade lighter. And I tend to prefer using my brush, which is brush 13, because it gives a wonderful finish to the skin. And you can really buff it in. So I'm not using very much product. I just want the skin to look as perfected as it can. Make sure you've gone into the hairline, but that you've not created too much color. So whatever's left on the brush, you're kind of buffing into the hairline. We don't want too much. We don't want any product to discolor the hair. Okay. So next I need to concentrate on areas that need a bit more coverage, because this is just a light coverage of foundation. So I'm going to use a palette that contains different sorts of concealers. So I'm going to place some of this on the areas that require additional coverage. So this way we're not overloading the skin with product. It's just where it's needed. So with those areas concealed, what I want to do is create a little bit of light just around this section of the face. So I'm going to take a lighter concealer, such as this one here, and I'm going to apply that just to the top of the cheekbone. And then just pat and press this in with my finger. And this is just going to add a little bit of light to this kind of center part of the face. And just pat and press it in. You want to blend it up, out and down, so that there's no real edge of where it began and where it ends. And it just brings a little bit of light to the center of the face. And it's a really good way of distracting away from dark circles under the eyes, because we're bringing the light down so our eyes are focused on anything that's lighter. I'm just going to apply it a little bit just around the nose, just to this lighter shade. Because I didn't use a lot of foundation, I'm able to layer that concealer to hide the areas that need to be hidden, which is the purpose of makeup, is to create the skin to make it look gorgeous. Now for this look, I really want to matte down this entire kind of section here of the face, but I want there to be some shine to it. But the idea with when doing skin like this is that when you look straight on, the skin looks pretty matte and almost velvety, but then the light starts to play with it. So I'm going to take NARS Light Reflecting Powder on the same brush I used to buff the foundation in, and I'm just going to very lightly powder this kind of center. I just want to take the shine down here to begin with, and I tend to pat it on the nose first and then kind of buff it in, because I don't want to disturb any of that concealer that I put on. Make sure that the eyelids are free of foundation before you go over them with powder. And then this section here, so just where the concealer was, but this is a section that can make you look really, really oily and shiny if you don't powder it. So this is the area that really tends to kind of make or break a face. So now what we want to do is add a bit of youth to the skin. So I'm taking a bronzer and I'm taking it on my fan brush, which is brush number 15. And I'm shaking it off. I'm going to go right into the hairline to begin with. And you just want to dust the bronzer right into the hairline. You're trying to create a halo effect. So just into the hairline and then start to bring it down. So that this center section is always lighter. It's like we've caught the sun and it's sort of just around our hairline. It'll be just on top of our cheeks. So we're not going to go into the hollow of the cheek. We're going to go just above that hollow. And we're not trying to contour. We're just trying to add dimension to the face, which is why I'm using these circular motions. And what's great about a fan brush, particularly a real one, because the synthetic ones can be quite stiff, whereas this feels like nothing on the skin, it's like silk. So we're going across the cheekbones, not in the hollows. We want to just dust really gently over the bridge of the nose and also just underneath the eyebrows. This ties everything in. And don't forget to go down onto your jaw and your neck. Now we need to add highlight. Now, what you do is look straight ahead into the mirror. What you don't want to see is any shine when you're looking straight ahead. When you turn, you want your cheeks to instantly reflect. You want above your eyebrow to reflect. When you turn down, you want the bridge of the nose to reflect light. These are the areas that look great when highlighted. A point to remember is we never want to come really further than the outside corner of our eye when dealing with a highlight, because then this area gets too shiny and it can look greasy. So I'm taking the highlighter shade on the same brush, and then I'm just going to make sure I knock off all the excess, because it's better to start out light. I'm going to take this onto the top of the cheekbone area, not taking it any further out than here. I just want this bit to really kind of be highlighted, as you can see, but when I turn face on, it's gone, and then it pops out. I also want to go just above the brow, the actual arch of the brow. This can look really, really pretty. Now you want to go down the bridge of the nose, so just tilt your head down and just touch the bridge. It's basically a tickle, so that when you're looking forward, you can't really see it. And then when you tilt down, it's just a shimmer of light. Same thing on the other side. See, there's that shine. It's really pretty. And then just above the arch of the eyebrow, it just reflects the light so beautifully. With that same brush that we used to apply the foundation and the powder, just start in the middle again, making sure that everything is matte. And now really lightly, I just want you to go over those areas that have been highlighted, just to blend everything in, so that it really is a subtle look. And then you suddenly turn and there's that light, and there it is again, but not face on. To complete this look, we need to do a whisper amount of blush. This is one by Dior, and I'm taking the same fan brush, dipped into it, and then knocked off onto the back of my hand. And I want to place this up high so that it looks really, really youthful, so that there is this hint of colour, but it's not on the apple of the cheek, it's up much higher on the cheekbone area, like you've been outside, or you know, as children, kind of when they're out playing, they tend to get this glow that's really healthy. And I'm taking it just up into the eyebrow as well. So you can see now when I turn, there's that highlight. There's this really subtle blush going on, but it's not overly strong. Now, as you can see from the thumbnail, what she's got on with this look is a gold eyeshadow and then a burgundy crease. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that as well, because it's really simple and you can do it in no time at all. But this is how to get that skin. Just remember that the center of the face always should remain the most matte out of everything. So never be afraid to make sure that this area stays matte. It's the rest of the face, when turning, that picks up the light and looks so magnificent. Okay, so let's make a start on the eyes. This is such a simple look, so all you're going to do is brush the eyebrows up to begin with, just to reveal the shape. We need to extend from here out so that we add length. Now we go from there and draw a line, and the same thing underneath. We're drawing a line, then we're brushing it up and brushing it through, and I'm looking for gaps that need filling in. I don't want to create a strong brow. There's no strong brow on this look in terms that it's really dark. The pencil that I'm using is by Anastasia and it's ash blonde. So it's about creating, you know, it's not a statement brow, it's more just an enhancement of your own brow. So we're going to start with a gold. So I'm taking two colours. I'm taking a really light colour and applying this to the eyelid, all the way across the eye, and then we're going to add this gold shade from the Vintage Vamp palette, and this is just going to lay over that colour and just look really, really pretty. And you know with me, the whole thing about my videos is I'm not trying to make myself look like a pretty princess. I just want you to understand the techniques that I used so you can do it yourself really easily. So that's the colour put on just across the lid, and it's pretty and it stands out. Now we need to go into the crease, same palette, and we're going to be taking this shade at the top, which is this burgundy colour. So I'm taking my number 19 brush and I'm just applying this burgundy colour, and I'm just going to go into the crease of the eye. I'm starting on the outside corner and I'm sweeping in, but I stop about here. And the reason I stop is because we always blend. So whenever we blend, we pull the colour in and out and it becomes, you know, it moves. So if I go too close in here, there's too much colour. So we start on the outside corner of the crease, I move in and stop about here, and I extend it slightly down just past the eye. And because I didn't put too much on my brush, there's no fallout. Next we need to blend. You take a clean brush, never use the same brush that you use to apply the colour because it's too dirty and it'll make it too strong. In this look, in this thumbnail, the eyeshadow is pulled out slightly and pulled up. So all you're going to do is take a clean brush and you're going to start to blend back and forth to begin with. This is to soften the colour, and you see why I stopped here, because it blends it in for you. And now in circular motions, pull it out to the edge of the eyebrow. And this is in circular motions pulling out. So you can see that that's just been pulled out. Now in the look, there is just a fraction of that crease colour, a real smattering just on this outer corner. So I'm going to put barely any colour there, and then I'm just going to go back into that crease because it's mainly a crease colour and a lid. There is just a fraction of colour on that outside lid, and the same principle. Now we just blend again. So the colour is pulled up and it's pulled slightly out, just greeting the tail of the brow. We just want to place a really dark colour now into the lashes to create that real depth. So all you're doing is wiggling a black eyeshadow into the root of the lash, and it gives the illusion of lined eyes without there looking like there's any eye on it. It's like your lashes are really dark. So you can see the difference between the two eyes, how that lash line is thick and dark, and it looks like the lashes are dark, despite the fact we've got no mascara on yet. Now we just need to curl our eyelashes. Now all we need to do is apply mascara. So I like to pull up the lid, and this look isn't really heavy on mascara because it's a real pretty red carpet look, so everything is kind of as one. If you make a little mistake like I have, then you just get a little cotton bud and we'll clean that up. And there you have it. So this is the face. I haven't done the lips, but you get the drift. So from face on, all you can see is that the skin looks like, it's like a satin, it's like a demi-matte. But then when you turn, there's that highlight that pokes out and you can just see it just above the arch of the eyebrow. And then you've got that really beautiful burgundy eye that's blended out towards the tail of the eyebrow. And you've got that gold on the lid with these really dark, that really dark base of the lashes where you use that push liner brush and just a couple of coats of mascara. And that is how to create that look. Hope you liked it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Remember, I'm not going out to look like a pretty girl. It's just a demonstration. And I'll see you all soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.